down here. Arctic cave rat, Arctic cave rat, horn-crowned mealu. Yes, I will save you. I will honor this alliance by burning the enemies to a crisp. Yay, you saved us. We cannot thank you enough. No, I was just narrating. I was just narrating based off of an encounter. So I'm supposed to be in Wintertide, right? Yeah, yeah. Okay, which direction to take in? Yeah. Uh, do you mean where is it? Uh Nings. Yeah, yeah, I tried to tell you about that one, but you were busy at the time, so wow, level 1 rabbits. Meanwhile, groundhog in this could be like level 60. Where's the horribly genetically modified rabbit? There he goes. Hmm. Should I travel towards the Verge route or the Messner route? Well, Messner has more clear paths all the way through, so I'm going to choose the Messner route. Okay, hopefully it doesn't boot you out like a trillion times. Yeah, I'll promote to leader. Okay. Yeah, I'm following this path because, well, to look for the this path looked more clear to me, so I'm traveling this path. Suspicious basket. Oh, 34,000 experience from picking up a basket. And 4 kindred insignias, as well as 2,422 gold. Okay. No, not yet. Okay, for a second I thought I saw one, but no, it was just a snow simmer. Well, I'm at the city, so I doubt any will be spawning here. Yeah. Would you say they could spawn on just about any path? Or any path marked on the map, I should say. Whoa. Those guys are way too I wouldn't be surprised if someone... Yeah, I'm just getting past that zone to look over more towards the lake. Of course, I wouldn't know where the paths are on the lake, I just know that they are somewhere. So I will fly over the lake. Almost all of them are gone. Okay. With this pace, I'd be surprised if there wasn't like a hacked client that was developed to try and find dragons. Yeah, where's the tree in this village? Mhm. Is there a tree in this village? There's no tree in Linor, is there? There's the tree. So where are you currently? Um, So past Wintertide and past the zone past Wintertide. I was just gonna fast travel to whatever zone you were in. What's after Wintertide? Huh? Valentina? Okay. Map shows that you're not far. By the way, does martial arts sound like a thing that would interest you by any chance? I mean, I suppose that's for you to decide. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be karate. It could be like Hung Gar, Tai Chi, or Wong Dong. Well, Wong Dong is more of a spiritual practice, but you get the point. Even boxing. I mean, a lot of martial arts that. Mm, 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 a lot of martial arts may. I mean, there are stuff that are martial arts form that you might not have even thought of. Like, for example, boxing, that's a martial arts form. It's just a martial arts form that uses more of a force sort of route towards solving a problem, rather than a redirecting or using the opponent's force against you kind of routes. One of the things that I'm starting it. Yeah, I got where we got the yellow one, or orange one more accurately. Okay, I'm approaching. Ness. You forgot. Yeah. Do you still have sight of it? Okay. I will make sure to pursue said Chinese dragon. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Whoa, it's level 95. Yes, I am keeping an eye on it. I mean, from its level, I suspect I wouldn't be able to capture it, so. Wait, do I have drive potion? Okay. Yeah, I have one remaining. It's in flight. I gotta follow. Okay, the dragon is headed down this way. Oh, it's gonna go through this wall, isn't it? Yep, it went into the wall, across, somewhere, trying to, There we go. I'm over the wall. There it is. Okay, I still have track of it. Of course, I can't get to its height because game limitations. But it's traveling into, like, the lava river zone. Seems to be making its way back around. Yeah, there is no way I can. I am landing over here, and it's over there, like very high up. I can't get to it. It's way too high. Oh, it despawned. Or did it? Nope, oh, it's still there. Never mind. Just above me. It is very high up. Holy crap. Yeah, there is no way I'm getting out of this canyon. Okay, I lost track of it. Okay, attempting to climb the cliff, which is surprisingly working. And does anyone still have track? I think it's left the lava area. At least I'm... Well, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this area. Well, it's kind of impossible. It's kind of impossible where I'm at. Like, literally impossible. Yeah, it's like, let's go over a pit of lava let's go over a pit of lava where, to the point where they have to follow, otherwise they lose me, so they're forced to go into the lava ravine. I mean, that's not very nice of the dragon. I think I might escape here. I escaped, finally. I can finally fly normal. Huh? Heartwood found it. Sean. Park wood and found it. Yeah. He found it. He found it in this area. Although, for some reason, his body seems to be stuck in place. And he's tanking it like a pro. Oh, now it's following me. Oh, now it's no longer following me. It down by not much. Whoa, I almost died there. Holy crap. Ooh, oh, I'm dead. I'll just revive because I do not have... No, I do not. Yeah, I am not too far. Oh, F2. I'll get my Chinese dragon to do some of the heavy lifting. Although I should probably transfer the armor over quickly. And now to transfer the armor over to... Oh, I gotta do it that way. And now I can attack from a distance. Fortunately, the dragon I have is not doing too bad in this fight. Yeah, and my dragon riding bar, whatever it's called, is still pretty high, so I'm pleased about that. Yeah, okay. I already got it. F1. Oh. Darn. I didn't realize they disappeared. I thought it... Okay. So where does it respawn? I assume it'd respawn in the same place where we found it. Okay. I was just too slow with pressing F1. Okay. Dragon Soul points. Oh yeah, my Dragon Soul point charge. Yeah. Okay, so I guess back along that path. Hopefully it spawns in the same area. Then that can alleviate some of the work we have to do to look for it. Actually, I will... Well, actually, it did tell me when to hit it. I was just too slow. Yeah. Okay, so I believe this is the same path. I believe I'm looking on the same path, so... if I'm lucky, it'll spawn on the same path as I found it in. Oh, this is a different thing. I almost pressed F6 by accident for some reason, even though it's nowhere near F1. Well, I mean, we know one thing for certain now, and that's that and that's that there's still at least one dragon remaining. Okay, now I'm entering less hostile territorial zone. I know it is a purple dragon. And of course. Or you mean for this day? Okay, the dragon would blend in very easily here. Do not want to miss it. This fantasy forest with all of its purple and blue hues are gonna make it difficult, that's for sure. Sheesh, this zone is actually pretty large. It's just not as open as that one other zone, so it feels smaller in spite of its size. I'm traveling in the other direction, like down towards the Scarf Kingdom to look in that direction. The like Darth Aaron's Darth what lighthouse? I see Lore Ruins, Hellfire Valley, Hellfire Divide, but I'll figure it out. remember to swap out to swap the dragons that I'm using when in certain scenarios. Like, I find that the Cryostorm dragon that I have is very good with crowds of enemies, but not necessarily good with like one powerful enemy. Meanwhile, the Chinese dragon I have is very good at facing single targets that have a large chunk of health, but not so great at fighting off a swarm because it gets stunned quite frequently in those situations. Okay. Okay, no dragon. Yeah, F1. Now traveling the reverse route. So I take it the dragons can spawn in on just about every map in the game. I'd attribute that mainly to poor reaction times, I'd assume. It could also be exhaustion because I did return from martial arts. Well, if it's like a sort of we will punish you severely for accidentally pressing the wrong button, I mean, that sounds a bit excessive. But that's just my opinion. Yeah, you've explained it to me. How it went from microtransaction, sort of went from a microtransaction monstrosity to hey, this is actually not not what these people decided it was, but what we decided it was, and thus the game's improved. Yep, and they were like, screw the microtransaction bullcrap. Let's just make it much more fair for the actual player and much more enjoyable than that. Corruption. With greed comes corruption. Well, I mean, you could. I mean, there's always a choice. You could either be silent or let it get out of hand. Like, if you saw a car traveling towards you, and say they're gonna, like, barreling towards you, and just stand there saying they're gonna swerve out of the way in time, then, like, that may only worsen the issue, because the less people who are willing to speak up about a certain issue, the more easy it is to control them, and for the oppressor to sort of be victorious in this sort of circumstance. I mean, look at, like, what happened with, like, look what happened to, what was the example I was going to use? Look what happened to the Aral Sea. So there were people telling this. So there were people who wanted to tell the Soviets that it was a bad idea to divert the water flowing into the Aral Sea, because it was, quite frankly, a bad idea, because 3/4 of the water that entered the Aral Sea actually came from just 2 rivers. So when the Soviets basically diverted the water flow to create cotton plantations in the Eurasian steppe, over time the lake began to shrink, and eventually it shrank to the degree where previous climate interactions were completely different. Like, okay, I hear you. But anyway, as I was saying, so basically what ended up happening because the lake was gone, no, not as much water there, like the cooling effect was not as present as it once was. Like, no, they were just diverting the water to create cotton plantations to grow cotton. But because they did that, water was siphoned away from the destination it would have otherwise taken, which would have been to the Aral Sea. And instead, it was going to these massive cotton plantations. And because because the lake dried up, like, okay, so when the lake was around, it would like warm up the area during the winters as well as keep it cool during summer. Because in the winters, they would they would also absorb the water would absorb the heat being blown downwards, and in the summer, it would absorb all the heat being that is present in the area. And basically, because of this, the climate in the general area around the lake, like in like most of Central Asia, the climate's been getting pretty bad down there, to the point where they're facing massive dust storms pretty frequently. And the temperature can vary by as much as 4 degrees more than it once did. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what the point of my conversation there was. Oh yeah, people knew that it was a bad idea, but they let it go anyways. Oh, one thing I will say is that the Aral Sea was also a salt lake. So when it dried up, it consistently got saltier and saltier. Basically, it killed the fishing industry that relied heavily on that lake. Before late the year, yeah, but basically, it used to be one of the best areas to go fishing in Central Asia because the lake's fish supply was quite abundant. But since the water got saltier and saltier, all of those fish died out. And not only that, basic it basically left a salt flat in that area, and because of that, dust storms sweep the salt southeastward into the Stan countries, and because of that, the cotton plantations also got saltier. So thus they have to use 10 times more water to flush out the salt from the plantations. So thus it basically, yeah, I mean, that was playing God. It's like having a monkey paw. Yeah, it's like having yeah, but another thing that I heard one thing that someone told me is that it's like a monkey's paw. You may get the wish, but it might not be what you're expecting. And like, I suppose when the Soviets made that wish, they weren't expecting it to basically immediately die out after like 50 years. That desert, the draining of the Aral Sea is also considered one of the largest scale environmental disasters in human history as well. At the same time, though, they didn't have the knowledge of how certain climates affected certain regions like we do nowadays. Well, I mean, it could be reversed if we're quick enough. I mean, the rivers still are being diverted, but if we can convince the Stan countries to cooperate, which is almost impossible, then we could get water back in the Aral Sea and basically revert the climate back to its status quo. But at the same time, we're on a time limit. Well, not necessarily. I mean, irreversible in our lifetimes, probably. But I wouldn't say quite irreversible to the extent where it can never be inhabited again. But basically, so we do. Yeah. Another thing it. Yeah, and it also doesn't help that. Yeah, and it also doesn't help. Yeah, I mean, it also doesn't help that Joseph Stalin, he literally designed the area to be a powder keg if it ever became independent. Basically, they designed the borders in such a way that they would always be in conflict with each other, and it worked very well. Because there are constantly border clashes in those areas, in those countries. One thing I will say is that yeah. One thing I will say is that reviving, there's a time limit on saving the RLC because what's going on is so the glaciers that feed the lake, that used to feed the lake, are now being covered by the same salt that was in the lake due to the dust storms blowing it all the way to which is melting the glaciers at an accelerated rate 10 times the world average, making them among the fastest melting glaciers in the entire world. And because of that, the rivers that used to feed the lake are slowly losing more and more water flow as time goes on. Yeah. Okay. Well, don't blame yourself on that, Ev. I mean, yeah, I know. Well, it's not karate. It's Mantis Kung Fu. Okay. Possibly. I suppose time will tell. Whoa. These disorderly dragon flame creatures sound a lot like the trolls in Valheim. Okay, is the sound that the troll in Valheim makes an Easter egg to this game somehow? I have no idea. I wouldn't suppose it spawned on the temple. Yeah, those creatures sound identical to the trolls in Valheim. I'm looking for the bridge to cross back over. Oh, there it is. Somewhere where it doesn't have to deal with us. Those. I mean, I believe you've told me that story. It's a pretty scummy move. Whoa, what's that dragon? Recursive